Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mandy. In the previous videos, we learned a lot of food words. And in today's video, we are going to learn some drinks. Now let's get your 田字格 ready and the pens ready. The very first word we are going to practice today is 水 water 水 To write the 水, we start from the middle and then to the side. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this should be longer. Okay. 水 is water. There's only one thing you should pay attention to is when you write the 水, you go 1. This is the first stroke, and the second stroke is on the left, no problem. But as for the third stroke, as for the right side, it goes 1 and 2. Okay, here is the evolution of the 水. 水 is one of the oldest hanzi. It's evolved from the picture of water flow. Speaking of the water can serve as a water radical. And this is how we write the water radical. We just go 1, 2, 3. When you write the water radical, make sure it's on the left side. There is another radical which is very similar to this one. There's only 2 dots. 1, 2. It's also on the left side. And this is the ice radical. Actually, I want to introduce one more, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 dots, but it's at the bottom side. This is the burning or fire radical. Yeah, just imagine this is the fire, like this. Speaking of water, so we have cold water, ice water, and hot water. Alright, now let's start from the ice water. 冰水. This is how we write the 冰. It's a left-right structure. On the left, we can see this is the ice radical. And on the right part, we can see this is water, right? Okay, let's try to write it. 冰 goes 1, 2, ice radical. And then to write the water. Very good. So this is 冰, which means ice. And 冰水, we just need to write the 水again. 水. Very good. So that would be ice water. Okay, and let's take a look at the second word, cold water. 冷水. This is how we write the 冷. So on the left side, we can also see the ice radical. We have the ice radical, and then very good. This is 冷, which means cold. Let's take a good look at it. The 冷, we have the ice radical on the left, and on the right, this is like this. This is 冷. And actually, it serves as a sound radical here. like ling, give half of its sound to leng. So let's try to write cold water. Okay, cold water is 冷水. Very good. And move on to the next word, hot water, 热水. This is how we write the 热. Okay, it looks a bit complicated, but let's take a look at it. It's a top bottom structure, top bottom. And on the top, we have a left right structure. Okay, so we start from the top left, and then top right, and then bottom. Okay, very good. Let's try to write it on the top left, on the top right, and then at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's take a look at it. On the top left, this one, this is the hand radical. Here is a picture of the evolution of the hand, hanzi. And the hand, the hanzi, turn into the hand radical like this. So we know this is the hand radical, and as for the top part altogether, it means holding. Holding, like you holding something. And at the bottom, we just talked about it. This is the burning, the fire radical. So now it makes sense. On top, it means holding something, and in the bottom, it's fire. So which means it's holding fire. Holding fire. So holding fire is very hot. 热 means hot. Okay, now let's try to write hot water. Okay, hot water, 热水. The hand, and this part, and the burning radical. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 水, 热水, hot water. Okay, now we have 水, 冰水, 冷水, 热水. Now let's take it one step further. Let's make a sentence. Let's say, I want ice water. So that would be 我要冰水. 我要冰水. 我 Don't forget about the 我. We practice it over and over again, right? Writing hanzi is all about repetition. Okay, let's continue. 要, we have the top part of it. And remember, the bottom part of it is a female radical. Okay, 我要. And then 冰水. And a period. Okay, let's make a longer sentence. Let's say I want cold water. I don't want hot water. So that would be 我要冷水，不要热水。我要冷水 and a comma 不要热水 full. Yao. Re. Shui. Period. Very good. Now move on to the next word. Cha, tea. And this is how we write the cha. It's a top-bottom structure. Look at the top. This is the grass radical. Go top, the grass radical. And then something like 人, right? It's like a big people. 人. Then very good. On the top, this is our old friend, grass radical. Very good. And as for the bottom part, like this part, goes one. Actually, I did some research about it, but it's a little bit complicated and there's not a very good story to tell. But as usual, I always made up story to help you to memorize it easier. Okay, so use your imagination. I feel like this part is kind of look like the tea house in ancient China. Like this is the rooftop. This is like a rooftop. And here's some wood structure stuff. And yeah. Okay, let me show you a picture. Alright, so now it's just a made up story because I feel like this character kind of look like the tea house in ancient China. Speaking of the tea house, if you're interested in the Chinese ancient style architecture, please check out my other videos about the Yellow Crane Tower and the classic Lingnan style garden. I'll drop the link down below in the description box. Alright, now let's move on to the next word. Cafe. Cafe is a borrowed word from English. So this is how we write the ka. So we have the left-right structure. On the left, we have a mouth radical. And then on the right, actually on the right, there's also two parts. So you put this part in the middle and this part on the right. And then, okay, let's take a look at this. On the left part, this is our very old friend. This is the mouth radical. And on the right, this part, this is 加. 加, literally, the 加 means plus or add. Here, the 加 kind of serve as a sound radical. Because, you know, this is 卡 and this is 加, so it gives the a sound to the 卡. So, and then the second word, cafe, the 啡. All right, this is how we write the 啡. Also, we have a left-right structure. On the left, still, this is the mouth radical. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, kind of like you mirrored it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this is 啡. On the left part, a again, this is the mouth radical. And on the right, this interesting part, we go 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. This is fei. Literally, the fei means no, not. Okay, it's the negative words. Negative. So here, it obviously is served as a sound radical. Because the fei give the sound to fei. Cafe, it's just a borrowed word from coffee, right? Coffee. But as for themselves, there's not much meaning in modern Chinese. Okay, so now let's try to write the cafe again here. Mouth radical. And then in the middle. And then on the right. Okay, and then fei, mouth radical, and then 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. Very good. One more tips about the fei is on the right part, these 3 stroke. Normally, so if you want to write it very, very properly, then you have to write it. This is medium, short, long. Medium, short, long. Same here. Medium, short, long. So this is the most proper way to write this part. Move on to the next word. 可乐, cola, 可乐. So it's a borrowed word, all right? And the 可, this is how we write the 可. So we write from the top to the bottom. 1, write the top, and then write the mouth, and then, okay, so this is 可. And the second word, 乐, 乐. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 乐. 可乐 is a borrowed word from English, cola. 口乐, 可, 口, 乐, 乐. And as for the actual meaning for these 2 characters, the 可 means can. It's from like 可以 means can, right? And be able to. And 乐, it means happy. So actually it's a very interesting translation. So actually it's translated from the sound 可乐, but it also have a very good meaning, can be happy. Like when you need some sugar, cola can really provide you some sugar and make you happy. To be honest, I do like Coke, but I try to not to drink too much. Make sure you don't drink too much Coke, and if you really need it, you can take some, but not too much. Now let's try to write the 可乐 one more time. 可, we goes 1, and then 可, and 乐, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Move on to the next one. 牛奶, milk. The first word, 牛 means ox, right? We practice it in the animal episode. So if you forget about it, you can go back to check that episode, but later, not now. So this is 牛. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. This is 牛, and which means ox and cow. And the second word, 奶, it's a left-right structure. On the left, we have a female radical. Let's write the female radical. And then the 奶, we write this very big stroke. Yeah, it's a very big stroke. And then, very good. This is 奶, which means milk or breast. Because, you know, milk come from the breast, right? It makes sense. And female have the breast. Also makes sense, right? Okay, so let's take a very good look at it. This is the female radical. We already know that. Female radical. And as for this one, very big stroke. And then after this very big stroke, and then you just need one more. And this is 奶, and it serves as a sound radical. See? Sound radical. 奶. Okay, so this is 牛奶. Now let's try to write it one more time. Okay? 牛奶. Very big stroke. Okay. Ooh. 牛奶, it's very specifically talking about the cow milk. And the interesting words that I would like to talk about, I think I've mentioned it before in my previous video, but I want to talk about it again in this video. And can we switch the words and make 奶 牛? Okay, so that would be milk cow. Milk cow. Yeah, that's the exact word for cow. Alright, so 牛奶 is the cow milk. It's not any other type of milk. It's just the cow milk. And 奶牛 is the cow, the animal. Move on to the next one. 果汁, 果汁, fruit juice. The first word, 果, the fruit. Start from the top. And then the bottom. We go one more stroke here. And then long stroke. Very good. This is 果. It means fruit. Okay, so let's take a good look at it. Actually, in the bottom part, this is the wood and tree radical. But please pay attention to it. When you write it, you kind of goes from the top to the bottom. The 果, it's a single structure character. It's not a top-bottom structure. So if it's a top-bottom structure, and then you will have to write the top and then to write the bottom like this. The top part and the bottom part, they should be able to be separated. But now, this is a single structure. The 果, actually, you just finish. This is the top part. And then you go, the vertical stroke is go from the top to the bottom. And then, so the top and the bottom, they are connected. These two parts, they are together. You cannot separate them. To make you easier to remember, so here's my made-up story. I have a green pen. Since we have the wood and tree radical, so let's draw a tree here. Trees. All right, so here is the fruit trees, and there is fruit on the top. Let's say here are some apples. Apples. All right. Imagine this part become this, and the whole tree goes like this, right? Okay, I hope it helped. This is my made-up story. Now let's move on to the next character, the 果汁, the 汁. This is how we write the 汁. Look at the left side. This is the water radical. And on the right, this is the number 10, right? Number 10. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. Very easy. On the left, we have the water radical. And on the right, this one, this is the number 10, 10. This is 知. Okay, so it serves as the sound radical. It gives part of the sound to the 知. Okay, so now we know how to write fruit juice. 果汁, 果汁. Okay, let's write it here. 果. Here's the top part, and then the tree. Very good. And then 汁, the water radical, and the number 10. Very good. Move on to the next word, 酒, alcohol. This is how we write the 酒. We have the water radical on the left, and this is on the right part. 1, 2, 3. Water radical, and then on the right we have and then fill the inside and then close up. Very good. On the left we have again water radical, and on the right, this part, this is 有. In the word 酒, it serves as a sound radical. So it gives part of the sound to the 酒. As for the actual meaning of this character, in the ancient Chinese, it has something to do with the wine container. Alright, so now let's write the 酒 one more time. We have the water radical. 1, 2, 3. And then, so imagine this is the bottle. And then let's fill it inside and close up. Very good, but please pay attention to it. You have to write this tiny little stroke in the middle, because if you missed it, like this, if you missed it, it's a completely different word. This is 洒, and this is 酒. Alright, this is alcohol. And the 洒, it means spilled or sprinkle. Speaking of the alcohol, there are so many different types of alcohol. For example, beer, 啤酒, and this is how we write the 啤. We have a mouth radical on the left, right? Because you drink beer with your mouth. Okay, so let's try to write it from the left. Mouth radical. And as for the right, it seems a little bit unusual, but it's a top bottom structure. So we write the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have a left falling stroke, and then in the bottom like this. Okay. This is they are kind of too far away from each other, so let me try to write it again. We have the mouth radical, and then okay, much better, because this one there are two, you feel like they're setting apart. Alright, so this is 啤酒, the 啤. On the left, this is the mouth radical, because you drink the beer with your mouth, right? And as for the right, actually I don't have a very good story to tell, but here's something you need to pay attention to, like this part. This is it's like the 白, white, the white color. This part is just like you have a white character, and then with one more stroke, but you go outside, like pretty long. Alright? Okay, so that is 啤. And of course, we know how to write the 酒. We just learned about it. Now let's try to write 啤酒. 啤酒 here. 啤 酒. Very good. There is a very famous Chinese beer brand, which is the Qingdao 啤酒, like this in the picture. So yeah, you can see the 啤酒word. As for the word 青岛, it's a city's name. It's located in the Shandong province, north part of China. Move on to the next type of alcohol, which is red wine. 红葡萄酒. Yeah, that's a pretty long name. 红葡萄酒. So first character is 红, the red color. 红, we write the silk radical. And then 1, 2, 3. This is 红, which means red. Very good. And 葡萄, 葡萄means grapes. And this is how we write the 葡. Okay, it looks quite complicated, but don't freak out. We have a top, bottom structure. And as for the bottom, this is quite complicated. It's like half surrounded. This is the outside, and here is the inside. So we know we write the top first, and then as for the bottom, we write the outside and then the inside. Okay, let's try it. The top, Remember, this is the, yes, this is the grass radical. And then as for the bottom, we write the outside. Make sure it's big enough because we have a lot of stroke inside. Now let's try to write the inside. Ooh, we need to write it really small. Whew, okay, so let's take a good look at it. On the top, this is the grass radical. And as for the bottom, we have this. This, make sure, like the tips is make sure it's big enough. All right. And as for the inside, we go 1. We don't need this. We go 1, and then 2 stroke inside. These 2 parts together, this is the pool. It serves as a sound radical. So to be simple, in the character pool, we have the grass radical plus the sound radical. Okay, and the next character, 葡萄的桃, this is how we write the 桃. Again, we have the grass radical, just like the pool. We have the grass radical, and we have the half surround structure in the bottom, right? The only difference is the inside part here and here. Grass radical, and then the big outside part, and then fill the inside. Very good. This is Tao. So here's one more thing that I really want to talk about is the tips about memorizing the 葡萄, these 2 words. Obviously, they have something in common. The common part is the grass radical and this. This is something they have in common, right? And just to imagine you are going to a grape farm, and the grapes is a type of plants, and this, just imagine it's like the arbor of the grapes. This is my made-up story, all right? So grapes, they are plants, and they could be grown on the arbor. Here's the picture. Now we know this is the things they have in common. So the only difference is the inside part of it. And this is like this, and this is like this. What I'm trying to say here is you can memorize the words pool and tao in this way. You memorize this part, and then you fill in this to make the pool, and then you fill in this to here to make tao. So when you write the 葡萄, you just need to follow the story, like, okay, now I'm in a grape farm, all right? So now I have the plants, and then the arbor, and then fill the inside. Okay, this is the pool, and same as the towel. So now we have the plants, and now we have the arbor, and then fill this inside. Okay, instead of memorizing the whole character, you just need to remember a little bit story of the plants and arbor, the grape farm things, and then put this or this inside. Okay, that's my made up story. I hope it helps. The red wine, we say 红葡萄酒. So we have 红葡萄酒. Let's write them all together. We have 红葡萄酒. Very good. Literally, it means red grapes wine. Red grapes wine. This is such a big word, such a long word. Is there any easy way to say red wine? Yeah, of course. We just drop the 葡萄, and then we say 红酒. 红酒 also makes sense. How about those white grapes wine? Good questions. So that would be 白葡萄酒. So we know how to write 白, right? 白, and then 葡萄酒. Okay, questions. Can I be lazy and I say 白酒 and I just drop the 葡萄 and say 白酒? No, you can't. If you say 白酒, that would be the very strong Chinese liquid. 白酒. I'm going to show you some picture, and it's very, very strong. In conclusion, 红葡萄酒 equals to 红酒. Like both of them means the red wine. But 白葡萄酒 not equals to 白酒 because they are two very different things. If you're interested about the Baijiu, here is a video about Baijiu. You can check it out. I will also drop the link down below in the description box. Okay, now these are all the drinks we have for today's video. We have 水 for water, 冰水 for ice water, 冷水 for cold water, 热水 for hot water, and 茶 for tea, 咖啡 for coffee, and 可乐 for cola, 牛奶 for milk, 果汁 for fruit juice, 酒 for alcohol in general, and 啤酒 for beer, and 红葡萄酒 or 红酒 for red wine, 白葡萄酒 for white grapes wine. Baijiu is for Baijiu, the Chinese traditional strong liquid. And now let's take it a little bit further and make sentences. But we need a verb for today, which is like, 喜欢. This is how we write the 喜. Okay, it looks complicated. We have the top, the medium, and the bottom. Okay, relax, don't freak out. On the top, we have 1, 2, 3. In the middle, we have like a mouth radical, and then 2 dots goes to different direction, and then a long horizontal stroke, and then finally another mouth radical. All right, so this is xi. Here is a picture of the evolution of this character. Based on what I've learned, it has something to do with the praying activity and the worshipping activity in the ancient times. After thousands of years of evolution, in modern Chinese, it just means like. This is a very important character even in modern Chinese. And you know, xi means like. Let me show you a very interesting word. Let's have a xi on the left and another xi on the right. So we have like. So it's like two people, they like each other. And this character is also xi, and this is the character you will see in the wedding, like this. And usually this character could be seen on the paper cutting and packaging. All right, and move on to the next character, which is huan, which look like this. This is easier one, right? We have a left, right structure. We have 1, 2. This is on the left, and then very good. This is huan. Huan means happy. So literally, xi huan means like and happy. But when they're together, xi huan means like. As for the story of Huan, we have to go back to the traditional version of the character, which look like this. You don't need to memorize it, but if you like it, you can learn it. This is the traditional version of Huan, and the story is like on the left, this is a type of bird. And on the right, this is like the bird stretching the body. So picture this. When a bird is happy, wouldn't the bird flap the wings and stretch the body, right? In simplified Chinese, we just replace this part to this part. Not much story to tell, but it's much easier to write. Okay, now we know how to write like, which is xi huan. Now let's try to write it here. Xi huan. Very good. Okay, we have the verb for today. Now let's make the sentence. Let's say, I like ice water. I like ice water. 我喜欢冰水。我喜欢冰水。Very good. Let's say I like cold beer. 我喜欢冷啤酒。我喜欢冷啤酒。All right, very good. Let's say one more. Let's say I like hot tea. 我喜欢热茶。Okay. 我喜欢热茶。Very good. Try to make as much sentence as possible. Practice make perfect. Alright, so that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy it and you learned how to write the drinks that you like. If you want the practice sheet, don't forget to download it from my website. I'll drop the link down below in the description box. And I will see you in the next video.